Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. So we have Monday morning and today I would like to talk a little bit about retouching. I'm sure some of you guys gonna hate what I'm gonna say. Also I'm gonna sound a little bit like a hypocrite because I do a lot of retouching to my images, but at the same time I would like to share some of my thoughts and well, they're based on my current experiences working with different clients, and I want to just share those stuff with you guys. And I would like to hear definitely your opinion, what you guys think about it, and maybe just open some new conversation about retouching. So let me start with this. The last 5 to 7 years I found I've made extremely huge progress when it comes to retouching. I've learned so much that I'm shocked. Like I have to say that I didn't expect I'm gonna be able to do what I'm doing today, and that's based on that a lot of photographers started sharing their knowledge. They started really putting those stuff out there, so we as a photographer have like really easy access to learn those things. And not to mention that software itself becomes so efficient and becomes so powerful that these days we are able to like literally fix anything, starting from blemishes, skin tones, lazy eyes, you know, hair colors, crooked nose, like you name it, we are able to fix it. And not to mention we are able to fix it that nobody can even see that we've done any of those corrections. And from one hand, this is, I think, you know, it's a great thing. We definitely took those images to the next level, and I found that's really cool to see that we can make those adjustments and we can make those changes and then, you know, make those images look really spectacular. But at the same time, I realized that these days retouching is mandatory. There is no way we can run our business and not retouch our images. Like if I would just start giving images to my clients without retouching, I would be out of the business in no time. Most of my clients, they're coming to me because of the retouching, because they know I'm able to do those things and able to fix those imperfections and then take this image to the next level where all those stuff which I would say the client is insecure about or they don't like about themselves, I can remove it. And most of my clients who are coming to me, they have sometimes list of things which they want to be fixed, and they tell me straight ahead, okay, I want, you know, those things removed, I don't want this, I don't want that. And I actually follow their guideline. You know, sometimes it's kind of tricky because there's some things which like you're not just sure if I should fix those because they really change you know, the face shape and just change the entire you know, the look the person has, and that's what's really concerning me. And I have a photo shoot recently, and that's what's really triggered the conversation what I have right now, and that's why I want to share those stuff with you guys and let me know what you guys think about it, because I'm very interested. So I had a photo shoot recently with very young girl. She was, well, trying to get images to basically get her modeling career started. So she arranged the shoot with me, and we actually did an entire session focusing to get her several different images so she can present them to some potential model agencies or agents, just whatever. So after the shoot, you know, I received email from her mom saying that, well, you have to change this, you have to change that, you have to make her thinner, would you mind, and make her literally boobs bigger, because if that's the case, and if we present those images, there's no way we can get it in to the model agency. And that would really, I'm not saying pissed me off, but that really kind of get me thinking about this entire industry, because, well, basically we're creating images which are not real. We're creating some kind of sometimes fantasy world where we fix you know, pretty much everything. And then, you know, especially when we fix things which we shouldn't fix, and you know, especially in this case, where, you know, the girl was very pretty, very young, nice looking, young, you know, girl who, you know, already have so many insecurities, and she has so many things which, you know, she wants to change and adjust and fix, and then, you know, remove and add. Just bottle my mind. And I see, you know, over the last few years that this is becoming a huge problem. Again, as I said, retouching is mandatory today, but we as photographers and also retouchers, we pushing the boundaries to the limit. I think sometimes we really cross the line with retouching, and then I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but sometimes I feel like I've been plastic surgeon for, you know, some of those clients that, you know, they want to remove like literally everything, and they want to create that image which not exactly represent them. They basically want an image which, you know, the image looks like they wish they would look like. So it has nothing to do with them, it has nothing to do with you know, how they look. It's all about that you know, creating that visual image which it's gonna basically show the best out of them, but also it's gonna be very adjust, and it has to be very altered to the point that those people, they don't even look like themselves. And that's really started worrying me, because as I said a few seconds ago, we pushing the limits, and I see that every year we pushing those boundaries further and further down. And I'm just wondering where this whole thing is going, because again, the tools and the software, the techniques we have allows us to just keep pushing them, and then I'm not sure if this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. I don't really have even solution and answer, you know, if this even become a problem, but by just watching the world around, the commercials, the movies, like everything what we touch these days is somehow fixed. We're creating that, you know, fake reality, which has nothing to do with us. You know, everything is perfect, everything is I don't know, just change, so, you know, we can actually look at it and just like, wow, this is perfect. But we know that this is not real, this is made up, this is something which we created and has nothing to do with reality. And also the biggest concern what I have, well, doing headshot for the last several years, I really rare I'm getting a client who is confident and is happy with the way they look. Most of them, they have some insecurities. They don't like the way they look. They keep asking about, you know, can you fix this, can you change that? And it's becoming really, I have to say, sad that, you know, we're living in the world where, you know, people basically just look at each other as objects. We try to create that fake image of ourselves, which has nothing to do with who we are, and then what we represent. We just basically look as a kind of cover of who we are, and then we try to somehow manipulate and then fix it and change it and alter it, and then Photoshop things just so this cover looks really nice, but we not really look deeper into who those people are. And it's just really sad, and I can really see that over the last several years that this problem becoming really huge issue, and I think we as a photographers, I'm not saying that we're doing something wrong, because I'm not kind of sure which directions we are going with this, because back in the days there was no Photoshop and people were still creating amazing images, and there was just completely different concept of taking images and then presenting and showing different things, which today everything is digitally manipulated and it's just changed and fixed, and then we really started digging into this deeper and deeper, and then every year we just again pushing the limits, and I'm just kind of curious where this whole thing is going. I also noticed, especially the very young people, teenagers, people who actually they just getting into their life, they already have this really how I can describe this, their self-esteem and the way they look at themselves is very critical. They don't really like who they are and how they look like and stuff like that, and this is mostly because the world we live in, everything, as I said, is somehow changing, and there's some adjustment done to perfect, to just make this world look perfect, which is not. And those people, they kind of they try to achieve the look which they never going to be able to achieve. And this is really again really concerning for me. There's, as I said, I don't have really solution how we can fix this or how we can change that, because if I will stop editing my images, I'm gonna be out of the business in no time, because nobody is gonna be want to hire me, because there's as I said, there's this mandatory thing to Photoshop and change things in our images, and I know sometimes we agree to those things because we don't have too much options, and then we have to follow the trends and we have to follow what other people do. I would say business is on the line, so we can't really we don't have much more room to play with, and then especially these days, I found every photographer is trying to push this whole thing to the next level, and then we actually gonna hit one day the dead end. I think I'm not sure about it, but that's the way I see it, that we're not gonna have ability to even create realistic images. We're gonna start creating really fake, really altered and photoshopped images, which is gonna have nothing to do with the people which we even shooting. So I don't want to start some, I would say, sad conversation and then just, I would say, destroy retouching. This is not my intent. My main goal is with this conversation is to talk about it, because also I've been reading some articles recently about the depression levels of how many people are depressed these days because they insecure about themselves, they don't like themselves. It's on the rise. It's crazy when you actually start looking at those things, and also as I said before, I see this whole thing in my industry with people I work with, that you know, I rarely find anyone who tells me, look, you know, I'm happy the way I look, you know, I want to take this headshot, and you know, just take the best picture you can, and then, you know, we're gonna go from there. I found that most of my clients, they sometimes maybe not gonna tell you straight to your face that they don't like themselves, but you know, throughout a conversation you can really get the sense that you know, there's so many things they worry about and they're concerned about, and they simply not really confident about their looks, and they want me to be the kind of magic guy, and you know, the plastic surgeon who's gonna take away all those things which they don't like about themselves. So that also shows that, you know, they have a really hard time to respect themselves and respect the, you know, those things which are not perfect, you know, in their bodies and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not going to continue this because I could go on and on about it. I just want to talk about it a little bit and get your feedback, and then, you know, listen what you guys have to say, what's your experiences with those kind of things. Yeah, let's have this conversation open, and I will be definitely looking forward to hear from you guys. Yeah, in the meantime, I would like to wish you guys a fantastic week, wonderful photo shoots, and I'll chat to you guys very soon.